1 century has passed from the construction of the first refinery in Iran. 100 years. The consumption of gasoline in 2005 reached the amount of 67 million liters per day. And Iran was still struggling to achieve the balance between gasoline consumption and production. Accordingly, the planning department of Iranian National Oil Refining and Distribution Company recognized mandatory the execution of 10 projects, expansion and upgrading operation in 7 refineries by reviewing and comparing the investment plans of Middle East countries in the coming 5 years. The decision was approved anticipating 4 million liters increase in gasoline production per day in Iran. The first and most important refinery that was determined for executing the expansion project was Imam Khomeini Refinery near Shazand, a town near Iraq. The INORDC company delegated the expansion project of this refinery to National Iranian Oil Engineering and Construction Company, its project executive wing, and as a matter of the fact that it was their first crucial refinery project after 15 years. Its feasibility study and policy review accomplished with a high sensitivity considering the political and economic condition of those years. The feasibility study of the project took place in the planning department of NIORDC with the cooperation of NIOC company in 2002. Selecting the RHU plus RFCC model as appropriate model. This project with 45 months schedule was approved in Supreme Economic Council and Council of Ministers in 2003. The basic design of the project was given to Japanese JGC company.
By opening the employer's office in Japan in August 2004, the complicated and advanced process of basic design began actually. The contract with JGC company was 11 months, that we could terminate the contract fortunately on time with the efforts of all practitioners such as contractors, employer team, and the companies that had the technology. It means that in July 2005, JGC submitted all design documents to the employer completely. At initial time, when basic design was on the process, different supervisors from corporate planning management, NIOC company, and even our colleagues from Shazand Refinery were present in Japan. That means this stage was accomplished by studying and full dominance.
این مرحله به پایان رسید. از فرایند دانش فنی شرکت UOP برای تصفیه تهمانده RCD و
We benefited from the license of UOP company for RCD and RFCC units, Accents company for NHD and octanizer, kerosene hydro treatment and gasoline hydro treatment units, Technip company for hydrogen unit, KTI company for sulfur unit, and finally benefited from the license of Research Institute Petroleum Industry for isomerization unit. At the beginning, there were 4 targets that had been specified to be considered by JGC company in basic design. First, to increase the producing capacity from 170,000 barrels per day to 250,000 barrels. Second, to increase the capacity of gasoline production from 4.7 million liters per day to 15.9 million liters. Third, to improve the quality of the current and future products to Euro 4 and 5 standards. 4, to reduce the environmental pollution, change the feeding type from 100% Ahvaz light crude oil to 55% Ahvaz oil and 45% heavy crude oil from other fields. Until then, we supplied 100% of our feed from Ahvaz Asmari, but in the detailed engineering, it was designed to use 45% from the heavy crude oil of northern Desful field and 10% from the mixture of 10 different fields, and the rest from Ahvaz Asmari.
And companies from South Korea, Spain, Canada, China, India and Australia participated in the tender.
Initially, the consortium that we became into an agreement and made contract with them on 1st August 2005 had 4 members. 1 TR company from Spain, 2 SEI from China, 3 Saze consultant, and Odyssey companies from Iran. In the mid-stage of the bidding, the TR company withdrew and the 3 remaining companies accepted to carry out the project by themselves. With the support of NIOC company, the contract was made on 1st August 2005 and became effective on 16 September 2005.
One of the prominent aspects of this project, which is unprecedented in Iran's oil and gas industry, is the leadership role of an Iranian company in executing of such a mega project. selecting Shazand consultant company as the leader of consortium gave a national nature to the project, which is considered as a milestone in engineering history of Iran. The consortium of Imam Khomeini Refinery project that consists of these three companies started working in this strategic and national project under the supervision of NIOC company. The project started in a situation that upward trend of global imposing sanction against Iran affected the normal progress of the project basically. The sanctions, however, couldn't preclude the presence of European outstanding companies in the execution of this massive project, as some big companies from England, France, Japan and Netherlands contributed to this project intensively. The project started in three parallel scopes of planning and engineering, procurement and construction. The detailed engineering of the different units broke down quite distinctively between the members of the consortium, and construction of each unit started under the supervision of the project management.
At the beginning, when the vision plan was taking place, it was necessary to specify the scope of works of each consortium members. That was accomplished by cooperation and coordination and holding regular meetings, and the scope of work of each member was specified in this way. Shazand Consultant Company took the responsibility for the main distillation unit of the project, hydrogen unit, gas oil treatment unit, kerosene treatment, isomerization, the final distillation of gasoline, and also some parts of the reservoir tanks. The utility unit, including electricity power, water and steam unit, divided between SEI and Shazand, that at the end, Shazand did the major activities there. Design, construction and installations in optimizer, RFCC and RCD units were carried out by SEI, and ODCC executed the LPG and propylene, amine and sulfur units and the rest of the tanks.
In planning and engineering part, more than 27,000 documents generated, and in the unit that faced sanction, the reversed engineering got the priority. Catalyst, pumps, and 46 purchase requests of spare parts were not delivered by vendor because of the international sanctions. But the sanction resulted in an approach toward the domestic manufacturers for manufacturing the sanctioned goods, and consequently the project highlighted its national nature even in procurement of goods. A consortium of domestic manufacturers was formed to create synergy in potential and order manufacturing of the project's equipment. As a result, more than 166 kind of equipment and goods needed for the project were manufactured by 128 Iranian companies. That was 45% of all used equipment, an unprecedented number in the history of refinery construction in Iran. An astonished phenomenon happened in construction part of Imam Khomeini Refinery expansion and upgrading project, and left some records that some of its operation quantities and amounts are unique and unprecedented in the country and region. In 300 acres of the project area, more than 2.5 million cubic meters of excavation and soil filling was operated. More than 320,000 cubic meters of concrete, 43,000 of reinforcement, 2,626,000 inch diameters of piping equal to 1,650 kilometers, 4,000 of cabling, 650 kilometers of welding, installation of 12,000 of instruments, construction and installation of 61 reservoir tanks using 160,000 cubic meters of iron boards, and in total installation of 17 aid equipment that the biggest one with 1470 tons is known as the heaviest integrated equipment of the country. Besides the impressive progress in executive operations, this project could receive the reward of the best Iranian mega project for the first time in the country. Conception of these quantities and vast executive operation in the Imam Khomeini Refinery's upgrading and expansion project that accomplished using 100 millions of man-hour works is a great honor in the history of Iranian oil refining industry. It is a lofty mountain that the story of its conquest is beyond these quantities and numbers. It should be taken to be understood. Now, 100 years have passed since the construction of the first refinery in the country. In this 100 years, we never could realize the dream of having balance between consumption and production of gasoline. But now, we can believe that this dream is closer to the reality. The Imam Khomeini Refinery, as the first refinery constructed after revolution, is expanded now, and by producing 16 million liters per day stands on the top of the rank of producers in the country. After 100 years, now we can say we could do it and we will do it again.